live. This hangout is on the air and it is live. Hello, hello, beautiful people. Hello.
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 Hey,
Hey,
Hey.
I am Dante.
Hi.
I'm your host, Tyrone Webb. We have on the call Sheridan, Dr. Bobo. We have Mika Michelle. We got Money Mike, Kenya,
hey.
Kenya Primo, Mr. Jones, Mr. Mike Jones, Keith Jones. We got Donis.
Right here.
We got Dante, and we have Miss Lewis on the hangout. Right now, this hangout, I'm going to be going over some information I learned this past weekend at an event that I went to in New Jersey. Now, I've actually learned quite a few things the past weekend, and if you haven't heard, there's a movement called the Shift that's going on. SHIFT. Now, basically, what this means is the company is shifting to becoming a more mature company, and they're asking us, to change how we're doing in the field on how we're marketing the business. Now, a couple things they're looking to get rid of is the term investment. Okay, it's not an investment, right? Your money actually goes to purchase a product, so you're not investing into anything. If really the only thing you're investing in is yourself, if you want to call that an investment. Okay, but the money you're paying for the membership is for products, purchase of products. They're also looking to get rid of no more 3 and free. So they're looking to get rid of that because you actually don't need 3 people to pretty much waive off your monthly your monthly membership. Okay, you could actually have just enough volume to do that. So you don't need 3 people. We're actually going based off of volume, not the amount of people. All right. So you don't need 12 people to hit founder 3. You don't need 3 people to hit director 3. You just need that qualified volume or that personal volume. Okay. Now you could buy the thunder. You could actually hit global exec by selling thunder. You just gotta sell a lot of it, but you can still actually hit global exec without having people on your team, on your downline. You could have a bunch of personal volume, if that makes sense to you guys. Okay. Now, another thing they want to add is anytime you do a presentation, you always want to hand out the income disclosure statement. Let people know that, the results are not typical and earning a commission as a wake up now IBO requires significant work. Okay. You also want to do this on any type of posts that you put on Facebook or social media. Anytime you pretty much mention money or income claims, you always want to mention this statement. Okay, it's earning a commission to wake up now as an IBO requires significant work. Okay, this is like a copy and pasted message that you can pretty much put on your post. And you want to also post the income disclosure website, wakeupnow.com/IDS. All right. Now, the purpose of this, of you handing out the income disclosure statements at presentations, is you don't know who's in your audience. So you always want to be, secure. You don't know if they're going to report you to the SEC or something like that. So you always want to hand out the income disclosure statement at your presentations. And another thing I learned was be careful with the product claims. When you're selling TaxBot, you're selling a tool. You're not selling tax advice. Okay, so if people want tax advice, have them go to a tax person for that. Okay, but if you are giving, some type of knowledge on it, you want to give your experience using the tools and using the products. Okay. Now the company is also coming out with new training. It's coming out in August and September around that time, around the conference, and also releasing new products at the conference, at September's conference. Okay. Now, if you don't know the dates of the conference, it's from September 11th through the 13th. So get your tickets like ASAP because it's selling out really quick. All right. What else we got here? All right. So does that make sense to you guys? Anybody have questions on what I pretty much went over?
Hey, Ty.
Nah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a
Who's
question.
that? Yeah. What's up, Keith?
when you was referring to the volume. So there's no, as far as you getting like your rank going by your volume, do you still have to have the required leg
Not
while you're
necessarily. Not necessarily. Um, if you're, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. If you're selling Thunder and people are actually purchasing Thunder from your website, if you have the personal volume that equates to Director 3, you'll be a Director 3 that month. Okay? So you don't necessarily need the lines to actually hit that rank. You just need the volume. So it's not 3 people. It's just 360 in volume to be Director 3, or 11 or 1,170 to be Founder 3. Okay?
okay?
Question. Now we have the line maxes for when you hit past Founder 3 first level and so on. Are we still gonna have the line maxes or no?
Yeah, the line max is still there. Those are still there. You can't have, you got to still got to have balance if you're actually building an organization. You still need that. It's still going to be that line max. Okay? But the personal volume, that can go until infinity, so to speak. But you still have qualified volume and group volume. You still have that. But your personal volume can go all the way up to global exec and beyond that.
Got you.
Okay? Anybody else got any questions?
No.
I got one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The question I was asking earlier about how to deal with people who try to prospect you, especially.
I'm about to get to that. I was asking questions. Whoever had questions on what I went over, I'm about to go over that now in a second.
Okay, cool.
Sheridan, you straight? Did that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Sheridan? Yeah? Okay. Now, today I actually asked people on Facebook, who had questions or if they had trouble with statements people have or making, they're having difficulty answering those questions. And I actually wrote some of them down. I'm going to ask these questions. I'm going to ask you guys so you can answer them. See what you guys say. One of the questions people always ask is, how do you deal with other companies trying to prospect you, especially companies that brag about their compensation plan a lot when comparing to ours? Danielle, how would you respond to that? Did you hear me?
I had you on mute.
Oh my goodness. You disqualified.
No, I heard you. I had my background on mute so you wouldn't hear
Okay.
anything. I got
All
a
right.
dryer going.
Did you hear the question?
You said how would I respond to other companies?
Yeah,
What question?
other reps and other companies trying to recruit you or prospect you, and they always brag about their compensation plan is better than Wake Up Now's. How would you respond to those type of people?
In all honesty, if we're just speaking on a compensation plan, it has to go beyond that. Like that can't just be the only reason why you would join a company. So what else does a company offer? And at the same time, like you got to revert back to your why. What was the reason why you started, the company that you're in? I mean, it could be many reasons, just depending on who you're talking to.
Okay, that's a good answer. Hey Dante, did you ask me that question, or was that somebody else?
That was me actually, because
Okay,
I've been getting a lot of Explosive guys, especially guys who left Wake Up Now and then joined Explosive, and then they try to talk to me about it.
Right.
And it's just like, wow, I had like 5 of them so far.
Okay, I'm gonna get back to you. How would you answer that, Donis?
Pretty much kind of along the same lines. I mean, the first thing I want to know, this is my second company. I was in another company. I came to this one, and I mainly came to this one for the product line. Every company has a comp plan. You can make money with every company, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, what are y'all selling? What's the product? What's the philosophy behind it? So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You can talk money every day, but you know what I'm saying? If I can't if you pushing something that don't nobody want, then you know what I'm saying, or it doesn't make sense to you, or doesn't line up with your values, then hey, you know that ain't
Definitely,
gonna work.
definitely, I definitely agree with you. What about you, Keith?
Um, what I like to do is, I like to, when somebody asks me a question, or especially if it's with another company, I like to take control over the conversation. You know, I go, the person who's asking the question have control of the conversation. So I will go to something like, well, what marketing strategy, works best for you? How long have you been in the business? You know, uh, Asking questions that will posture me as a leader, then will make them come at me quicker.
Okay, absolutely, absolutely. What about you, Kenya?
I really don't answer kind of questions because I don't compare companies. So when someone, trying to come at me and talk about their company, I listen, let them go ahead and do their spiel about their company, and I would ask them just like they asked, so why should I join you? If you left Wake Up Now and go to something else, why should I join you? What do you have that's just going to make me join you? It's not about the company, it's about the person. Right now, I'm happy with who I'm with.
Right. Okay.
Mm.
What about you, Mike?
Well, basically, what I say, kind of what Kenya said. What's so great about you? Why should I join you specifically? Because the products, they may be something I like, they may be something that I see, works for me. At the same time, their comp plan may be something that in my eyes, might say, oh, it's better than Wake Up Now. But at the same time, every company has a comp plan. If you do what you're supposed to do in said company, you're gonna make the money that the comp plan is issuing out.
Right.
So it really is nothing that you can really say to me right now because Wake Up Now is killing the game. We are one of the most adaptive companies out there because we're not only sticking with what we know works, we're also expanding into other fields. So that's what I would say.
True indeed. That's a good answer. What about you, Mika? You're muted. Can't hear you.
What I would say is I agree with Kenya and Dante, but I'm more so along the lines of what Kenya said because you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So basically, it's kind of like a pointless to try to have a rebuttal or anything because at the end of the day, they're still trying to prospect you.
Right.
They're not going to be interested in joining your business, or you're not really interested in joining what they have, whatever business they're in. But like everyone else said, is really it comes down to the compensation plan and the products. The products is what push it. But at the end of the day, I just feel like I would kind of keep it moving because either way, they're not going to be interested in joining you or you joining them.
True. That's a good answer. Dr. Bobo, you still there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
How would you respond to that? Someone approaching you.
Well, I mean, people approach me 10 million times a day, literally, because of, what we've done in the industry, et cetera, et cetera. And, my philosophy, period, is people don't join businesses, they join other people.
Right.
So comp plans are irrelevant, products are irrelevant, people are joining other people. And so, I'm just basically going to talk to them. I don't care that so-and-so making $800,000 a month in your company. That's one guy, So I just have a little philosophy that I use on them and basically just turn it around on them. That's great. I don't want to talk about the comp plan. Let's talk about you.
Mm. Okay. How about you, Sheridan? Have you experienced that yet? Or how would you answer that?
I haven't experienced it all yet. I probably honestly would give them the time of day right now because I'm still learning.
Wait, say it again. I didn't hear you.
I probably wouldn't even give them that time of day right now because I don't really have that much time. I mean, you really to do something to get my time.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, Yeah, I'll piggyback off what Dr. Bobo said. You know, people join people at the end of the day, and I feel like the relationships I've built in this company, it's gonna take me years. I'm gonna be with these people for a long time to come. Like Keith, you know, Danielle, Kenya, Mika. You know, although I don't want to see her, you know what I mean. But we're gonna be, you know, we're gonna be together for a while. You know, so I cherish those relationships that I've built and I'm building, you know, with this company and a compensation plan. I know many compensation plans, you know, that can compete and maybe better than Wake Up Now, but the culture, you know, what we're actually doing with the young community, you know, it's you can't really compete with it. No other company is doing what Wake Up Now is doing, you know. So, you know, yeah, I tip my hat to other people that's doing other companies. I don't knock other people, but you know, to each his own. All right, second question. It's a scam. It costs too much money. How would you answer that question, Danielle? It's a scam. It costs too much money.
Mm,
Well, those are two separate questions,
Whenever,
the statements, but how would you answer those two?
well, I've just come to find out, most of the time when people are yelling scam, like they don't even know the definition of a scam half the time. So usually with that, that's just usually educating somebody on exactly what a scam is. Um, what was the second question?
It costs too much money to get started.
No.
How long have you had that problem?
Okay.
I like that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's just straight to the point. It's the truth.
Mm, that's right. That's straight up.
Can't be skeptical and broke at the same time. You got to pick a struggle.
Oh man, no, you're ruthless. How would you answer that, Dante? It's a scam, or it costs too much money, and it costs too
it's a
much money.
scam pyramid scheme. That's one of my favorite questions because I'll go with what the first person said. I'll immediately ask them define a scam or a pyramid scheme, especially if they're on Facebook. And 9 times out of 10, they'll either say, "Well, only the person at the top makes money," and I go, "Who do you work for?" And then I go from there. Or they go on Wikipedia and send me a pyramid scheme definition, and I'll go, "Okay, well, did you know that Wake 'em Now does not fit that description that the pyramid scheme is talking about, right?" And they're like, "Oh, they have nothing to say to me." Now, for those people, I mean, I can go all day about pyramid scheme, but that's the general gist of it. But as far as how it costs too much, I asked them, well, $100 is too much at one time. How does that make you feel that you cannot afford to put down $100 on something right now? It also it depends on if I know the person or not. I go, okay, well, you go party every Friday or Saturday night. I guarantee if you were to tally up how much you spent in those 2 nights, it will equal more than $100. And it
Right.
Hmm.
usually.
Okay. What about you, Keith? How have you handled that? It's a scam. It's a pyramid scheme, or it costs too much
Yeah,
money.
okay. I'm gonna have to go with Eric Horry's technique. Yeah, Eric Horry's technique. Um, you know, hey, it sounds like you have a story. Have you experienced a network marketing in the past? Get them to open up, tell their story, be sensitive to their feelings, and then try and educate. You know, um, a lot of times that people, just like everybody's saying, they really don't know what a scam is. When you ask them, hey, sounds like you had a story, got experience of going through this in the past, tell me a little something about it. Usually, most of the time, it's going to be, oh well, my mom or my cousin, or they got into something and they lost money. And then just go on ahead, educate them. Hey, well, let me ask you, if you was a CEO, would you hire that person to run your company? Do you think they gave it everything they had?
Right.
Could they have done better? And then just educate them. As far as I don't have the money, I get that one a lot. I ain't gonna lie. Uh, um, I don't know. I like Danielle's response, but um, you know, I try and get them to, hey, well, that's a problem. If you got to have $100, how many hours you putting in a week, and not to have $100 to invest in yourself. That sounds like something that that sounds like a reason why you really need more. Wake up now more than you even realize. So try to educate them once again.
Okay.
I think we just lost Tyrone.
Y'all still there?
We're still here.
Yeah, we're still here.
The connection issue again.
Go ahead, Tyrone.
Yeah, it's freezing up.
What else is there? Ain't nothing new with Google. Google Hangout does that.
Is it on me? Is he ask me?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll go jump in there. I'm just saying.
Go right ahead.
So, actually, the scam one is one of my favorites as well. I kind of laugh at first and I say, okay, so this is my exact verbiage. I tell them, so tell me what a scam is. And they're like, well, it's something that's designed to take your money, or it's something that you're never going to win at. You just keep paying every month and this and that. I said, so what's a pyramid scheme then? It depends on which one I get asked. What's a pyramid scheme? Oh, that's where the guy at the top, and they get all the money. You just keep passing money to them, and you never get none in return. You got to get people to build their team and stuff, and it makes you have to get money. I said, oh, so do you have a job right now? And most of them say, yeah. I say, so is your CEO making all the money at the top, and everybody else not making as much as him? And most of them, they be like, well, yeah, but that's a job. I said, that's a pyramid scheme. You just defined a pyramid scheme. You work for a pyramid scheme. Most of the times they get razzled. They're like, that's not a pyramid scheme. That's not a. I said, okay. You don't gotta believe me. I said, just look at how everything works out. I said, the guy at the top makes all the money. That's what you just told me a pyramid scheme is, right? He said, well, yeah. Okay, so why not you be the guy at the top? And then they get silent, or they're like, well, I never thought of it that way. And that kind of breaks the ice for me. It depends on, like, if I don't know the person too well. I tried the Eric Worre technique. It led me down a danger zone. It led me into a dark alley, and I didn't know how to get out. So
Wow.
that was one of my learning experiences.
What happened with that?
Well, it was actually my auntie. She was like, well, we lost a lot of money and this and that. And I said, well, what did y'all do? Did y'all go and talk to people? It's like, yeah, we couldn't get nobody to come to our meetings or come talk to us. And I was like, well, how were you approaching people and how long did you try? Oh, well, we tried for 3 years. I was like, I don't.
For 3 years.
And I didn't even know that they were doing it, so I was like,
What
well, they couldn't have been doing too much. They were doing Ignite.
I don't even know what that is.
It's energy. It's like electricity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, so. And the second question, like, how much it costs too much? I'm like, well, do you ever go out and I said, do you ever go out shopping? And they 9 times out of 10 say, yeah, I went shopping yesterday. Oh, you keep I see you got them J's on right now. How much do them cost? Oh, they cost like, $150. Oh, so you spend money on shoes that are not going to pay you back nothing, but you want to invest in yourself? And most of the times that gets them to thinking like, oh, well, he right. So, but something like that, or I see you got this nice bag right here. How much did this cost? Or, depending on who I'm talking to.
Earl, you back?
What did I miss? My laptop shut off on me.
Oh, you missed me, man.
You missed everything. Carry
You
on.
missed everything. Everything, man.
God, oh my God.
Is this still being recorded?
Yeah, I was like, did the recording stop?
I don't know. I hope so. I got to get back on my laptop. I got me a gateway. It's time for me to upgrade.
Gateway? Didn't they go out? Never mind.
Better go in the hub.
Okay, let's just keep it. Go ahead, Tyrone. What's the next question?
I'm trying to figure out what it was. Trying to remember. What are some other questions or statements people make that you guys have run into?
How much are you making?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How much are you making? I got the answer for that. Let me see.
I say it's not about, and I use the YG answer. YG taught me this one. You know, it's basically, well, it's not about how much I'm making. It's about how much you want to make. It depends on. It don't base your success on how bad I want it. It's how bad do you want it.
Right.
That's it. And I can leave it right there. I say next question. What else you got?
I tell you what. I tell people. Well, when I first started, I tell them. They ask me how much am I making. I tell them, I don't know yet. I haven't finished making.
That's another good one.
Can I say that again?
I don't know yet. I haven't finished making it.
I like that one.
Oh man, that's definitely one of
a lot of times. Hey, a lot of times you can hit them with, if I show you, you gonna join today?
Yeah, right.
If I show you right now, you gonna join right now? You know what I'm saying? Or you need to be, make a bigger number than what I'm showing you, or you think I'm,
I remember this one guy. He was going back and forth for like hours straight. Right? I was just feeding him knowledge, right? And then all he wanted was proof that I was getting paid, right? So I even showed him proof, and guess what happened? He disappeared. He still joined.
Yeah.
They always do that. They always do that. I had one guy do that with me. He came on. He posted something on his Facebook. He was like, "All right, all these wake up now guys. If somebody can show me one video of somebody taking money out of the ATM and show the receipt, I will join today." I was like, "Really?" So I sent him 3 videos. He still ain't joined wake up now. These people, they're tire kickers. All right, whenever I get asked that question, for 99.9% of the time, they're already disqualified. And you want to know how I really disqualify people? When they ask me how much I'm making, I'll say, okay, what if I told you I'm making nothing? Even if I was like a F7, I would say I'm making nothing. And they say, oh, what? Or I ain't going to join you. I already know that they don't have a business mindset, because if somebody had a business mindset already, they'd be like, well, how much can I make in your company? I can definitely tell you that.
Exactly.
All right, I pulled my laptop up. Now you have people that come in and they quit after 1 to 2 months. Now, how do you respond to somebody that says they can't get 3 people?
Me personally, I asked them, well, what all have you done? Who have you talked to? What steps are you following? And 9 times out of 10, they say, oh, I talked to my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, and my auntie and my uncle, and that's it. Well, you got to go outside your family if you want to do better. I mean, do you know how many no's it probably took people to get to where they are today? I was like, think about this. Just because a person tells you no, does that kill you? Nah. Does that hurt you in any way, shape, form, or fashion? Nah. All right, so what's the problem with you getting to know? Just go talk to some people. Look out your window. There's people right there. Go talk to them.